Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to 10 photos with creepy backstories.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos with creepy backstories. Every day millions of photos are taken, so it's no surprise that sometimes people capture something odd they didn't mean to in photographs. Prepare to be totally stunned by these 10 photos with seriously creepy backstories to them. But before that, be sure to subscribe to my new channel, The Crafty. Anyone who subscribes will be shouted out at the end of the next Top 10s video, so leave a comment saying you did.
Subscribe and return.
Coming in at number 10, we have Samurai Ghost. In 2014, a man named Martin Springall was on vacation in Japan. He was walking around on a cliff with his young daughter and wife. Eventually, they reached an area where you could get a good view of the coast. So Martin decided to snap a photo of the scenery with his daughter in the foreground. It was all normal, and him and his daughter and wife moved on with their day. However, a little while later, Martin noticed something strange in the photo in between his daughter's legs. In between her legs were a pair of legs dressed in samurai clothing. A pair of black samurai boots could easily be made out. He assumed a man was standing behind her as the photo was being taken, but he just didn't remember it. But his daughter and wife confirmed nobody else was on the cliff that day, and unless the samurai was super short, his body and head should also be behind the girl, right? Martin sent it to a friend, who then posted it on Reddit, and it went viral. After that, many people accused Martin of photoshopping it, but an expert said this photo was unedited. It still remains a mystery, but people are convinced this was the ghost of a samurai. Next up is Helping Hand. One of the most innocent kinds of photos are family photos. They're usually pretty corny, and the only scary thing about them is if they end up on your parents' Facebook for everyone to see. But this family photo is a little different. We see a normal smiling family sitting happily on a swing. Nothing seems untoward, and there's no legs of a samurai ghost anywhere in sight. But there is something very, very wrong with this photo, which is bound to creep you out. Look at the little girl on the far left, and
Okay, so first of all, the mom's hands are right there with the baby. The girl sitting next to her have her hands in front. And that little girl right there, whose hands are those on the arm? What the? Okay, let's keep on. Let's continue.
you'll see a mysterious hand around her. You might think this is one of her family members, but look at everyone's hands and arms, and they're in sight. The hand appears to belong to another child, as it's pretty small, but clearly other than the kids in the photo, there are no
Okay, and the dad has his hands right there in back of the girl's head. The third girl, the one that has her hair done, not the mom, the other girl in the purple shirt. The dad's hand stopped right there in back of her. Then whose hands is that? What if they're just sitting down not properly, and they had somebody lay right there and their arm was right there, but I don't know. It might be a ghost.
children in sight.
And it might not be right, but let's go.
The family say they have no idea who this could be, but it's rumored this was taken near a haunted house, and some say the hand belongs to a ghost of a young girl. Who do you think could be behind this mysterious hand? Next up is The Unexpected Passenger. This is one unsettling photograph which seems normal at a first sight, but the creepy thing about this image was only discovered by the photographer after he took it. The photo was taken by a guy called Roy in Chico, California. He saw an abandoned truck and thought it would make a good image. He snapped it and then moved on with his day. But later, after the image was developed, he saw something bizarre. There was a face in the window of the truck. When the man took the photo, nobody was around, and he even closely inspected
I already see it. It's that white thing right here. If you guys.
the truck and remembers it being empty. The man was actually a police officer, so he took it into the station to have it checked out. It was examined and they found it was 100% genuine. The face seems to be of a woman and looks very ghostly. The woman actually looks scared in the image, which makes this all the more unsettling. Next up is Redbox Exorcist. We all probably use Netflix on our computers or with an app on our cell phones. But believe it or not, Redbox used to be kind of like Netflix, where you would rent a movie from a box and then mail it back. One woman appears to be doing this, and it was caught on a surveillance camera just above the box. Now, returning a movie may sound mundane, but in this image, the woman's eyes have been rolled back and her head is tilted all the way back too. Now, I don't know what movie she was renting, but if it was The Exorcist, that would make a lot of sense, as she looks like Regan McNeil. I hope there's nothing wrong with her, but the camera was hidden, so she wasn't doing this to mess around. Maybe she just found out she was getting a late fine and freaked out. What do you think could be behind this woman's weird photo? Is she really possessed, or is there some kind of bizarre explanation for this? I can just imagine the security guy watching this being terrified. I sure know I would be if I saw somebody doing this on camera. Next up is coincidence. This photo is creepy, but instead of a ghost hanging around, it's got a nice explanation. That's right, this mysterious photo has actually been explained. In 1994, Nick Wheeler's mom snapped a photo of him playing on a beach in the UK when he was only 6 years old. The photo was totally normal for 20 years, but in 2014, 20 years after the image was taken, it became creepy. Nick Wheeler married Amy Maiden when he was 26 and she was 25. They were looking through old photos at their wedding when Nick's mom pulled out this image and blew everyone away. The reason why is because in the background of the image was the woman Nick married, Amy. It's crazy to think these guys were playing right next to each other as kids, and then 20 years later they were getting married. When they found out, it made the news, and they returned to have a look at the same beach the photo was taken at all those years ago. Next up is Cowboy. This photo isn't from the Old West. It was actually taken as a promotional campaign for a movie. They wanted to get the mountains of the Arizona desert in the background, but they caught something unexpected in the background as well. If you look over to the right of the man, you'll see a boy in the bushes dressed in cowboy gear. The photo was actually taken at an old cemetery for cowboys, which has led some to say the figure in the background is a ghost. This kind of makes some sense, as he's very bright, but experts say this could just be the old camera. At first, the man who took the photo thought it was a rock, but they returned to the same spot and there was no rock. Many said this was fake, but experts have looked at the image and the film reel and they say it's totally real. Is this a real ghost or spirit caught on camera, or is it something else? I know catching a ghost on camera seems unlikely, but I can't really come up with any other explanations for this. Next up, we have the real Annabelle. We all know the seriously creepy haunted doll named Annabelle. She's featured in movies such as The Conjuring and Annabelle. But did you know the dolls in those movies are based on a real-life doll? In 1970, a mother purchased a doll for her 4 kids. Just a few weeks into having the doll, it started to act a little strange. Firstly, it began to glow, but then it began moving and appearing in the kids' dreams. After that, it began moving around the room and grabbing onto the kids' necks. Sometimes it would even grab their arms and legs and pull them out of their beds. The doll was a Raggedy Ann doll, and some said it was haunted. It was taken out of the home after things went too far, and a cross was placed above it in a museum. It was also kept behind glass with a sign saying, "Warning, positively do not open." I couldn't agree with that sign more. But despite this doll being locked away, you can still visit it and take some seriously creepy photographs of it, as many have. Next up is Faces. This is one seriously unexplained photograph. One girl was taking a regular photo for a MySpace profile back in 2007. She got her friend to snap the picture quite near to her university campus near a bush. But when she came to upload the photo, she noticed something scary behind her. In the bush were 2 scary smiling faces looking right at the camera. The girl didn't see them at the time, so she freaked out and called her friend. Her friend who took the photo said she had no memory of seeing anyone in the bush, let alone 2 people. It's unknown whether these guys are smiling because they're joking around, or whether they're being sinister and spying on the girl. She was determined to know what was going on, so she put the image on Facebook and asked if the guys went to her university. But despite thousands of people seeing the photo, the 2 men are still unidentified, and the photograph remains unexplained. Next up is something in the ceiling. This is a very old, vintage photo, which I guess kind of makes it even creepier. And what's more, this is a family.
Okay, so first of all, were they talking about in the basement or something? Or was it, I don't know, because they said something in, what's that word, in the ceiling, or on top of the ceiling. I don't know, let's check.
Photo, and despite what people think, we all know from before that they can be scary.
But you never know, I might be wrong, so.
This family back in the 1930s took a family photo. It was of a grandmother, a mother, and her 2 sons. They put the camera on a timer and then posed for the photo. They expected to get a nice image back from the photo developer, but this really wasn't the case. It appeared that a body was falling from the ceiling in the image. The people in the photo claimed there was nobody else there and that nothing odd happened at the time. They investigated their home and even took ceiling boards out to check the roof if somebody or something was up there. But there wasn't, and the image still remains unexplained. Some say it was a smudge made when the image was being processed, but others say this is the spirit of someone who used to live in the home before the family did. Coming up next is Slender Man. We all know the woods can be one of two things, beautiful or scary. And one country known for its creepy woods is Russia. These students found this out the hard way. They went to what is known as the Lost Forest in Russia. This isn't because the forest is lost, but many people who go in there never find their way.
First of all, I'm not that scared of Slender Man because, like, I watched this video. Like, people take pictures and Slender Man's in the background or touching them or something, or if it's like a shadow, but I don't know if it's real or not. I might be wrong, I might be right, but I watched this video, so I'm not scared of him no more. People comment down if you're scared of him.
Way out. Because of this, many people use string to find their way back. Anyway, they were walking around near it and exploring when they decided to take a photo of themselves in the woods. They put it on social media, and after a few hours, their friend commented saying, "What's that thing in the background?" At first, they were baffled until they looked behind them in the image and saw a tall figure. Some think this is an oddly shaped tree stump in the forest, but others say this is the real life version of the Slender Man, which is a popular creepypasta. What do you think this mysterious...
Okay, so right there it looks fat and huge. That looks like Bigfoot. Bigfoot. So I might be right, I might be wrong. So yeah. Let's continue.
creature could be? Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the creepiest image. I think it's gotta be the thing in the ceiling, because I have no idea what that is. As I said before, guys, be sure to check out The Crafty on YouTube right now. The links are going to be coming up on screen, but right now are the shoutouts to people who have subscribed. If you want to shout out next video, just comment on the latest Crafty video saying you subscribed. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10.
Oh, Lupus gonna hit you. Lupus gonna hit you. Lupus gonna hit you. Okay guys, so you might not see me, but thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out his video with the crafting, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.